Years had passed since Deborah and Daniel said, "I do." They had walked through storms, learned to trust God in silence, and built their marriage not on comfort, but on Christ. Life in the new country was not easy at first. They faced cultural differences, financial delays, and moments when loneliness crept in. But through it all, they kept their altar burning. Every night, before sleeping, they prayed the same prayer: "Lord, let our love glorify you." One evening, after another long day of work, Deborah sat by the window and whispered, "God, I'm grateful, but I still feel something missing." Her heart longed for one thing: the cry of a child. Doctors had said it might be difficult for her to conceive. Each test result came back the same: impossible. She cried, prayed, and tried to hide the pain from Daniel. But one night, when she couldn't sleep, Daniel noticed her tears. He pulled her close and said, "Deborah, if God could bring you into my life by divine mistake, He can do this too. We'll wait, but not in fear, in faith." Months turned into a year. Then, one morning, Deborah felt a stirring she couldn't explain: weakness, dizziness, and a strange sense of joy. She went to the clinic quietly, holding her breath through every test. When the nurse smiled and said, "Congratulations, you're expecting," Deborah fell to her knees, crying uncontrollably. Her tears weren't of sadness this time, they were praise. She ran home, holding the test result, and whispered to Daniel, "God did it." Daniel froze, eyes wide, and then lifted her up in his arms, shouting, "Jehovah has remembered us." Their home became a temple of gratitude. Every kick of the baby reminded them of God's faithfulness. And months later, when Deborah gave birth to a healthy baby boy, they named him Nathaniel, meaning gift of God. As they stood in church with their child, Deborah looked at Daniel and said, "When God writes your story, He doesn't just give you love, He gives you purpose, patience, and miracles you never imagined." Their story became a testimony that reached many hearts. Couples who had lost hope found faith again. Singles who were tired of waiting began to pray with new strength. And even those who had stopped believing in love began to whisper, "Lord, if you did it for them, you can do it for me." Because that's the truth. When God writes your love story, every chapter ends in glory. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real-life faith stories that remind you God is still in the business of writing beautiful love stories. Miracles still happen, and your own story is next.